Alrighty, Chef Buck here, and today we're gonna cook us up a shrimp remoulade. This is just an awesome salad. I used to eat this all the time in New Orleans. Used to pedal my bicycle down to the gumbo shop off Jackson Square. This and a little crawfish pasta. Boom, that was heaven, man. Now I'm gonna use a tomato puree, but you can use tomato sauce if you want. You can even use ketchup. I've used them all. If you want a thinner sauce, go with the tomato sauce. Here I'm looking for a little thicker, so I'm going to use the puree. I'm going to put in some Creole mustard. And, if you don't have Creole mustard, use any kind of stone ground mustard. You can even use Dijon mustard. Don't use hot dog mustard. I'm going to put in some chili powder, paprika. I'm going to put in some sugar too. If you're using ketchup, don't add the sugar. And you don't have to add the sugar anyway. A little bit of salt. And then I'm going to throw in some olive oil and then about half as much vinegar. I'm using a balsamic vinegar, but you can use a red wine vinegar. Whatever kind of vinegar you got handy is going to work. I'm going to throw in a little Worcestershire sauce, about a half a teaspoon, but you can use less than that. You got to be careful with that stuff because it's pretty powerful. I'm going to put in some hot sauce, a little Frank's hot sauce. Use whatever kind you like and use whatever amount you like. I'm measuring out here, but normally I just throw this stuff together. And that's how you got to do it. You got to learn what you like, throw it together. Spoon in a little bit of prepared horseradish. And if you don't have horseradish, don't even start this, Now, what makes a great remoulade is fresh ingredients. I'm using a little finely chopped parsley, a small clove of garlic, minced. Then I've got about a 2-inch piece of green onion that I've minced up, and then a thicker 1-inch piece of celery that I've minced up. Man, and these fresh ingredients make all the difference. I'm going to grab a lemon and squeeze me about a tablespoon of lemon juice in here, and then we'll go ahead and get these ingredients stirred up together. And basically what we got at this point is a super duper fancy pants cocktail sauce, which is delicious, but it's not exactly what we want. So we want this to be more like a salad dressing. So we're going to smooth it out and we're going to transform it into a kinder, gentler sauce by adding a little bit of mayonnaise. Well, maybe not a little bit. I mean, we're going to end up almost with as much mayonnaise as tomato puree, but you want to add just a little bit at a time, because what we don't want to do is have some overpowering mayonnaise taste. So just add a little bit as you see fit. Give it a taste. Make sure that it's where you want it to be, but just don't go ahead and throw some big lump of mayonnaise in here. Fiddle with it and make it to your taste. Look how lovely that looks. But give it a taste, and if it's all right, we'll throw it in the fridge and we'll get going on the shrimpy part of this dish. Throw you a pot of water on the stove, get you some bay leaves in there, be generous with the salt, and we're going to bring it up to a boil. And before we put the shrimp in there, let's get some ice water ready, because we want to be able to cool these shrimp down after they're finished cooking. And what I'm using is some shrimp. They got the shells on them. They've already been deveined. And I'm going to throw them in that boiling water, and boom, that water is instantaneously going to stop boiling. And I've heard that you're supposed to wait for the pot to come back up to a boil, but I don't buy into that. As soon as your shrimp turn pink, that's it, man. They're done. You need to get them off of that heat, otherwise they're going to be overdone. So I'm going to pour it out, get that hot water out of there, and then throw them in that ice water bath. And that's going to stop them from cooking, and that's why they're going to be juicy and delicious. And they're in the shell, but once you cook them, boom, you just squeeze it there, and that shell comes right off, and there you go. And now I'm going to grab my remoulade sauce out of the fridge, and I actually made this early in the day so that it would have hours and hours to sit around and let those flavors, marry and get to know each other. So I'm just going to pour my shrimp in there and get it all nice and mixed up, and boy, that smell. I just love this dish because it's just such a great New Orleans dish. I could eat this whole bowl right now. But what I'm going to do is throw it on some fresh greens. I got me a nice spring mix, but if I just had a bunch of romaine lettuce, that'd be delicious too. So I'm going to spoon it on there. The key is to make sure that you distribute the shrimp evenly. Camera girl loves shrimp. If I don't have them even, then I got to give her the one with the most shrimp, and I don't want to do that. Any leftover sauce I'm going to put on the greens. I'm going to sprinkle me a little bit of chopped green onion, and then I'm going to add me some tomato wedges because I love the taste of fresh tomato with remoulade sauce. It's just awesome. And there you have it, man. Check it out. A New Orleans style shrimp remoulade. It's just fantastical. You can't go wrong. There's a link below to myfoodchannel.com. You can go there and print the recipe out. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the future. Bye-bye.